Phoenix is coming in tomorrow, and Phoenix, as you saw last night, is really good.
Oh, yeah.
And Kevin Durant did not play well. He made 7 of 22 shots, so you know he's not going to do that again. The Lakers have 7 or 8 new guys. They're going to have to, Phoenix is going for it right now.
Yes.
Denver is in their prime right now.
Yep.
The Lakers have got to figure it out. And Anthony Davis is an elite player. He didn't play like it in the second half last night. I'm not trying to let him off the hook. But these reactions, these things like that thing you just played from Stephen A. is such a ridiculous overreaction to one game.
And isn't that fun?
I mean,
isn't that what it's about?
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I think Coach Sean McVay is going to join us. New dad, Coach Sean McVay is going to join us in just a minute here. And he's available right now. Joining us right now is brand new dad, Coach Sean McVay. Coach, congratulations.
Congrats, man. Coach.
Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
So when was Jordan born, today or yesterday?
Yesterday. He was born yesterday at 1:13 p.m. So
awesome.
It was a great day. Mom was a stud and, was amazing throughout the process. And, the doctors and nurses were great. And so here he is, and now here we are getting ready for a great challenge this week.
Well, very happy for you, and especially for Veronica because she did all the work. Now, we saw you kind of gave us a hint last week that you were going to include your grandfather John's name in there. We've got Jordan John McVay. You going to call him Jordan? You're going to call him JJ? You're going to call him John? Or are you just going to let it play out?
I kind of like JJ. I don't know. Usually the wife kind of decides on that, but JJ sounds cool to me. I think that's probably what I'll call him, but we'll see. Usually those nicknames, you don't always choose that. I'll see what his friends call him, but whatever his mother calls him is what I'll probably have to just follow suit on.
I'll tell you what, Sean, JJ McVay is tight.
That's catchy.
That is a great name.
If it
goes that way, you're in great shape. All right, so congratulations. By the way, before we turn to football, did you find out from Veronica, do you have a diaper genie?
Oh, yeah, we got one. We're ready to go.
Okay, good.
All
right, we'll send you something else. All right, so let's talk about your football team. Your focus has got to go right back onto the field now. And, first of all, let me ask you about the Steelers game. Very competitive. They pulled it out in the end. What was your big takeaway from the game against Pittsburgh on Sunday?
My big takeaway was I thought we had, control of the game with under 2 minutes left in the third quarter when we're going in to go up 10 or go up 14 points. Matthew has a great scramble on a 3rd down and 7 to be able to get us a first down. We're not able to get any more yardage and ultimately ends up leading to us, not getting any points. And then they were able to capitalize on that momentum in short field. And so we've just got to be able to figure out, season the moment in those critical situations because, the margin for error is so small in this league. And I think we're too good of a football team to not be able to get some of those things done. I have too much belief in the people and the players. And we've got to collectively all do a good job of figuring out where we can all improve so that we can consistently finish some of these games. You don't take away the credit from the Steelers, but I do believe that thing was, in our hand to be able to close out, and those plays end up, really leading to it. And we weren't able to get it done, and you move on and you channel your energy and some of the frustration from that game towards the Cowboys.
So I'll say this. I don't know how much of this you can say. There was not interference on Witherspoon on 3rd and 7 near the end of the game, and obviously Kenny Pickett did not make the line to gain on that 4th and short. How do you address that? I know you said something about using the eye in the sky more at one of your conversations. Well, tell me your take on that whole thing.
Here's my take. I'm not going to sit here and waste my emotional energy on. I agree with what you said, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not the one making those decisions, and so at the end of the day, we're not talking about that if we take care of the things that we're capable of taking care of beforehand, where it shouldn't come down to those plays. And is it unfortunate? Yeah, of course it is, but no matter whether they say it didn't go down the way that we want or we missed that, it doesn't change the outcome of the game. And I'm not going to sit here and cry over spilled milk. The game is over, and we've got to be able to move forward. But you want to try to be able to consistently find an opportunity to get as many of these calls accurate as possible so it doesn't influence and affect the way that the game ends up finishing out. But to sit here and for me to complain about things that truly are outside of my control, it doesn't do us any good. And it's taken away from time spent on the Cowboys, and I really feel that way. And you have to train yourself to mean it, too.
Sean McVay, the Rams coach, is joining us. Sean, everybody knows you were kind of shortchanged at running back this week. You had to throw a bunch of guys out there that you frankly didn't expect to be playing in the middle of the season. I thought Darrell Henderson and the rest of those guys looked pretty good, but you look at it more than I do. What's your assessment of the running game, both against the Steelers and then looking ahead to the running game against Dallas this Sunday?
I thought both, Darrell and Royce did a really good job. I thought it was about an even share of carries. Thought they ran hard. I thought they leveled things off. I thought they did a nice job when they were asked to compete in protection. Darrell had a screen that got us down onto the 1 yard line in the tight red area. That was a key play for him to be able to punch it in from the one on third down. And so I was pleased with those guys. We want to continue to take steps in the right direction. We're in the early parts of the game planning. Getting ready for a great challenge against the Cowboys, but we'll see, how Zach Evans and Myles Gaskin fit into the mix for what we want to do this week against the Cowboys. But I was pleased with both those guys.
Tell us about the new kicker. Obviously, a change at kicker after leaving 7 points on the board last week. Tell us about the new guy.
Yeah, Lucas is a guy that's got a lot of ability, had a good career at Arizona, was on Cleveland's practice squad, and was in Indianapolis before that. You look at the landscape of the league and then the studying that Chase Blackburn and Jeremy Springer do, they felt good about his potential, and so wanted to be able to give him a chance to come in here and compete, and we'll see how that goes. But doesn't have any, real NFL experience in live settings, but a lot of ability, and everybody's got to start somewhere, so we'll see how this thing goes.
Sean, on that subject, on kicking, we're watching this play out all over the league. Your old friend Brandon Staley, the Chargers coach, this comes up a lot with him. When you got to decide whether or not you're going to go for it on 4th and short somewhere on the field, or you're going to kick it, do you go by analytics there? Do you go by feel? Is it a little bit of both? Or what goes through your head when you got to make that decision?
Yeah, it's all of the things combined. It's, all right, well, what are some of the predetermined ranges that we feel like a high percentage of kicks would be made? What is the score in the game? Are we a one-possession game? Are we a tie game? Are we up by multiple scores or down multiple scores? And where are we at on the field? And then the flow of the game relative to, okay, if you're going to go for it on 4th down, what play are you going to call, and what do you feel like you're going against? And so there's a lot of different layers. I am totally appreciative of the analytics and the models and the metrics as it relates to, you just take all of these situations and you say, what should you do? But I also think the analytics people would tell you, all right, well, who is your kicker? All right, where are you at? What type of stadium are you kicking in?
Yeah.
What is the score in the game when you make those decisions? And then, oh, by the way, okay, we're going to go for it on 4th and 3 on the 33-yard line. What play are we going to call? What do we expect and anticipate defensively? And then what's the flow of the game relative to how it's gone and how you've competed in some of those similar situations and scenarios relative to whether it's other 4th downs or 3rd down in your 2 to 5s. And so there's a lot of layers. You go into it with a plan, and then I think it's very important to be able to have a feel for the flow of the game, the score, and all those things that go into it.
Last thing for me, Coach, 3 and 4 here. The NFC playoff chase is like wide open. There's somebody going to make it with 9 wins. Somebody maybe make it even with 8 wins. As you look ahead towards Tuesday and the trade deadline, do you think that is anything cooking? Is your sense that there will be some move at the trade deadline on Tuesday?
I would say, we always look at ways to upgrade if it fits within the framework of some of the things that we have at our disposal. And so those are always conversations that we could possibly have. I don't know that anything is imminent, but I would never speak in absolutes relative to, what are some of the calls and the communication that occur, especially once you get a little bit closer to it. So our focus and concentration is let's go figure out a way to try to go attack an opportunity to get a win in a really tough environment and atmosphere against a team coming off their bye. And if it so happens that a chance to upgrade our team comes about and we feel like it's the right move with conversations that I have with Les and Tony and Kevin and ultimately Mr. Kroenke, then those are things that we'll do, but we'll see how this next week shakes out.
By the way, Sean, I saw Stan Kroenke last night. I was calling the Laker game in Denver, and what a cool moment for him and Josh, who I know you know both of.
Really cool, right?
I
saw those guys, man. Those rings were sick too.
Yeah, I know.
They looked awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun to see him, and it's great to see him, kind of ruling the sports world like that. Hey, last thing for you about the Cowboys. Their defense coach is really good and really fast. Micah Parsons is like their Aaron Donald. The people down there that do what we do talk about him like we talk about Aaron. You're a great offensive mind, but still, this is a huge challenge for your offense. How do you attack that Cowboys defense, which has Micah Parsons and a bunch of other dudes who can really play?
Yeah, you have to do a great job of, you got to be efficient on early downs and pick and choose your spots. And you got to be able to win some matchups. And it takes all 11, but he is a phenomenal player, and they've got other great players around him. They're really well coached. And so there's a reason why they're one of the best in the world at doing what they're doing. And it's going to be an awesome challenge, which every single week entails in this league. And we're looking forward to attacking it the right way.
All right. Listen, Coach, congratulations again on
and welcome to Jordan. Great to have him here, Coach.
Jordan. And go get him on Sunday, Coach. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, Coach. See ya.
Coach Sean McVay, Service Titan, the all-in-one solution that connects your entire HVAC, electrical, and plumbing operation on a single software platform, helping make the combination we love every Rams season. Coach Sean McVay with Mason and